Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your adventurous services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, the trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny dropped yesterday. There's a rap there somewhere. AKA Indy 5. And wow, it's awesome. Now, you know me folks, regular viewers know I'm old school. Like Indy, I'm old school. I'm old fashioned. So don't go expecting some little swanky picture-in-picture. Oh, we go, let's go watch the trailer now. Because in my case, my camera can do it. But I can't, because I'm crap, I'm inept, I'm old school. Or fingers and thumbs. So what I might do later on, if we're in the mood, I might swivel camera around and we'll watch it on monitor, on Tinternet, on that YouTube thing. We might do it that way. But if you haven't seen it already, it's fantastic. Now, there's already a load of backlash against it. There was right from the word go that Harrison Ford's too old for this. He's 80 now. And he's accident prone as well. He's brittle bones. He's crashed his plane. Got his foot trapped in a door in The Force Awakens as Han Solo. and it broke his ankle really badly, apparently. But yeah. But we all love Harrison Ford and we all love Indiana Jones. Yes, there was a misstep on part 4, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's a fucking mouthful, isn't it? It's such a shame, isn't it? Because that film, it's colourful, it's got its locations, loads of set pieces, but it doesn't work. And you can blame the CGI, or there's too much crap CG. There is, without a doubt. But you got Shia LaBeouf in there as well, and just lots of really crap set pieces which don't hang together so well. But so I have to shake the camera there to bring it back on. As I say, tech. It's not my strong point, but anyway. So yeah, I long to love Crystal Skull, but it just doesn't work. But the original trilogy, as everyone says, it should stop with the Last Crusade. I'm inclined to agree, but I also don't mind bringing these people back if Harrison Ford insists he can do another Indiana Jones movie. Because he fucking hates Han Solo, doesn't he? He hates bloody Star Wars. George, you can write this shit, but you sure as hell can't say it. And I drove him up the wall. So, but it was nostalgia for him and a big, just like, oh, this is for the fans, for Force Awakens. But, on the one guarantee, you fucking kill me off, like, that's got to happen. And boy, did it happen. But Indiana Jones has been the thing. He's loved the character, and the character has evolved throughout the movies. And you can't fault Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. The script may have fallen apart and been really crap, because the actual film Crystal Skull is very poor itself. The story is too. It doesn't have the courage of its convictions. They're from the space between space. No, they're just fucking aliens. You've had, the Holy Grail. You've had the what's it called? The Ark of the Covenant, and then you had possibly my favourite. I always do this. Is it Raiders Lost Ark? Is it Temple of Doom? The two of them vie. It's not Last Crusade. I love Last Crusade because it's more of a comedy. And you've got Sean Connery in there, and it's wonderful. The interplay is fantastic. The set pieces are great. But it's below, as far as I'm concerned, the first two, which are more aggressive. There's a lot of violence in these movies, and they're meant to reflect the two-fisted heroism of the 1920s and 30s heroes in cliffhanger, comic book, cartoon, in newspaper serials, and in pulp paperbacks as well, and in early, TV, well, not TV in those days, but movie serials. Perfectly, which is why you got the big, whenever he hits someone, you got a boom, a massive, Ben Burke's doing the sound effects, and he must be slapping like a massive plank of wood against the side of an orca killer whale. Boom, boosh, boosh, boosh. Fantastic stuff. And Indy reflects all of that. I forgot where I was going now, but this is why we love Indiana Jones, though. Harrison Ford's imbued that character, and he's run and chased and pursued and been fighting and battling and brawling throughout all of these movies that even at this age now, I totally buy into the fact that he's still going to do it. Yes, the backlash is that he's too old and they de-aged him. Not for the majority of the movie, they haven't. We know there's flashbacks. Certainly at the start, apparently, at the start, it's a lengthy flashback. And they've obviously de-aged him for that. But it's still apparently Harrison Ford playing the role, but just de-aged. Harrison Ford has said, and he would say it, it's the best de-aging process I've ever seen. I totally believed I was like 50 years younger or whatever. It's the best. What have you seen before? You've seen nothing compared to this. Well, if you look in the trailer, it doesn't look spectacular because trailers aren't the finished article. They get them out there. The colour timing isn't always correct. It's certainly not what you're going to see in the finished movie. And there will be elements which, right, put it out there, but then we snip that bit out. Or it's a different take. But, so the effects in this are not finished. But it still looks good enough to me. And I can see the genuine essence of the younger Indiana Jones, the younger Harrison Ford. So I'm on board with that. But a lot of fans are like, and people who are just prepared to leap on and hate. If this trailer had been shit, I'd tell you. But it isn't. It evokes a spirit of nostalgia, of sentiment, but massively of adventure. It's stunts heavy, there's tons of action, and you see a huge roster of the characters that are in it. It's quite a big cast. You've got Toby Jones in there, Toby Jones. You've got Boyd, what's his name? Boyd Holbrook, who was also in Logan, which James Mangold directed, of course, as one of the major antagonists for our boy Wolverine. And Boyd Holbrook's okay. I don't mind him. He was also in The Predator as well, but we don't talk about that. We don't. Shut up, you. We're not talking about it. Okay. But I like him. I say Karen Allen's returning, and you've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's also caused a bit of controversy. Now, she's a great comedy actress, and she's also a good writer. Now, apparently, she has written some of this. I'd heard that she'd gone in and rewritten certain scenes, and obviously Mangold approved it because it's written by two other guys. They made the main screenplay, but she's gone in and I can change this round. And in the trailer, you've got, because she's not in the trailer much, to be honest, but you've got the sequence at the end, which is it's the post title in the trailer. It's the post title sequence in the trailer. You know what I mean? You've had the trailer and it goes Indiana Jones, June 30th, 2023, and then you think, oh, it's all over. But no, there's another little clip coming on, and it's Indy in this room at the end of a long trestle table with about 30,000, must be at least because I counted them. I watched it loads of times. Thugs all around, and he's standing there with Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena, and who's his goddaughter apparently, and and you've got someone who looks like Sacha Baron Cohen. I had to look twice, doing like a Borat impersonation, and he went, "Who is this woman?" And he said, "It's my goddaughter." But at the same time as he said, "It's my goddaughter," she is speaking over the top of him. And she says something like, they're partly related. That is Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's the style of writing and dialogue that she will come up with for the numerous comedy shows that she's been in and other stuff, dramas. So, that's her hand in the mix there, and I like that. And that may actually mark this film as being different. The dialogue may be sparkier and with a bit less sort of like, one-liner and like a grumbling, cynical, witticism from Indiana Jones, because you'll have her to combat it with some other withering put down or whatever, and the two will compete. So it could work out, but it might make the film, the dialogue sequences, certainly a little bit different from what you've seen before. The action looks great. Oh, it looks great. I didn't expect to see as much action in it as you did. You've always got to love people running across the roofs of trains. How many times have we seen this? You ever tried to do it? No, I haven't either. So don't worry. I'm not going to say, well, I have and you can't do it. No, but a train moving at high speed and you're running across the top. I think the best version I've ever seen of that is Sean Connery again, and Donald Sutherland in the first Great Train Robbery, where they've got to go on the roof. Well, Sean Connery has, and the wind will blow you. The momentum will knock you flying, so you've got to crawl. And of course, you see it in. Just remembered, you see it in the Wolverine as well. They're on the Japanese bullet train. James Mangold directed that. You've got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I love that movie, by the way. The Wolverine is the best of any fucking X-Man stuff out there. I love that movie. It's nasty, lots of violence in it. It's great. It's dead action-packed, tons of set pieces, adrenaline rush. It's great. Doesn't hold back. A bit like Logan doesn't hold back either. But anyway, but they run across the top of the bullet train and that, but they are getting whipped by the speed and the wind of it all. So, but in this, they're standing there, and I think it's Indy, and is it Toby Jones? God, I can't remember now. And they're facing off against some adversary. Whoosh, gets the whip out, pulls the gun out of his hand. But it's old school comic book action. It's set piece mayhem with that cliffhanger feel. So you've got to have the film, an Indiana Jones film has to have, an exciting intro, then a proper introduction to where people are at this moment, what the quest, what the mission is going to be, and then you're going to meet bad guys, and the film will be a series of peaks and little troughs, but the peaks you'll notice are getting bigger and bigger, and the troughs are also higher and higher and higher. So the film gains momentum. Boy, you can't wait for this now, can you? And you've got the Ben Bear boosh as well. You've got a big street parade taking place in, I presume, New York. Now, again, I could be wrong about this. The film is set in 1969, and the story itself, I don't know much about it. I genuinely don't. 69, the space race, got to get to the moon before the Russians. And of course, after post-World War II, as America did do, it brought in all the German science, well, a few German scientists to help work on the space program and build rockets and get them up there. And you have, is it Thomas Kretschmann playing, who is German, of course, playing Voller? Have I got this right? And he's a scientist who's working for the US government, but he wants to make the world a better place. Can you trust him? I don't know. Germany lost last night to Japan. They're going to come back with a vengeance. Germans are going to be like, ah. So, I'd say no, you can't trust him. And you've got Mads Mikkelsen there as well. I don't know who he plays though. Not sure. So, but Indy does not trust this world of because he hates Nazis, these Germans being involved with the US government. Yeah, and he doesn't trust the US government either after the events of Kingdom of Crystal Skull and nicking the Ark of the Covenant off him as well. People look at it. What people? Top people. And basically Area 51 is going to have all the things that Indy finds. They're going to end up there, aren't they? But Indy didn't find this, did he? I did. Jameson's. I'm still drinking this from the other day. Yeah. So rooftop, the train battle. You've got bits of some subterranean warren and a trap. A big boulder seems to fall down. A level drops and water comes in. So you've got some underwater, tense stuff. You have a car chase in, I don't know, some Middle Eastern province, and you've got Indy leaping from vehicle to vehicle, and it looks great. You have a chase, what could be New York, in old 60s vehicles, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena is on one side, he's on the other side, and they're trying to help each other, going at high speed. There's machine gun fire as well, gunshots, and they just veer apart as a vehicle comes through. These action scenes look very, very similar to old school Indy, to James Bond, and of course Mission Impossible. What's not to love? Indiana Jones and James Bond kicked off all of this sort of thing. Mission Impossible came afterwards. But the topping of each other with stunts and outrageous action set pieces is undeniable. Obviously, this is a more family-friendly sort of movie than James. Well, I don't know. Well, James Bond, a lot more sex in James Bond, although there used to be a lot more sex in James Bond, but now not so much these days. Mission Impossible can be a little bit more brutal, a little bit harder, I find. But Indiana Jones, let's just roll back what I just said. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, you've got fucking heads exploding. You've got people impaled on poison spikes. You've got people getting shot between the eyes and blood gushing down. You've got Indy's nose getting smashed in by Pat Roach as who wants to fight him, by the German plane, the propeller plane with the motors come. Oh God! And he gets minced up in that shower of gore all over the side of the plane. Temple of Doom, hearts getting ripped out. What the fuck am I saying? Indiana Jones is by far nastier than Mission Impossible and James Bond. Jesus, why didn't you stop me before I started saying that? You're here to steer me. Oh God, guide me. Fucking useless. Should we watch the trailer? Should we try and watch it? Okay. Now you'll have to like shuffle around a bit because I'm gonna have to turn the camera around, turn the ring light off, because otherwise all you'll see is a fucking big halo of light on the screen. Made that mistake before. Cheers, y'all. Well, this is our adventure for the day. See if we can watch this. Right, hang on. Would help to turn the fucking music off, wouldn't it? Right. Okay, right. I'm going to turn the ring light off. Hey! Hey! That's ugly, isn't it? You didn't need that, did you? Right. Let's see if I can line this up as best we can. Try and bring it in a little bit more to the screen itself. Let's do this. Okay, right. And I'll turn it up. Whoa.
I miss the desert.
Look at that. Old Indy.
I miss the sea.
There's a bit Pirates of the Caribbean there.
And I miss waking up every morning,
Nazis.
wondering what wonderful adventure the new
See?
day will bring to us.
Running on trains.
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps not.
It's Gimli!
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen things.
Actually, that looked alright there.
Things I can't
Antonio
explain.
Banderas. Mads Mikkelsen.
And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe.
Look at this.
It's how hard you believe it.
Oh, I can feel that. Oh, yes. Look at that. I don't care what anyone says about that face there. That looked brilliant to me. And it got me fired up.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
Get back.
Oops. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh. Escape. Let's go back to this. Okay. Let's try and bring you guys back round. Swivel. Pivot. And rest. There you go, folks. Oh. So what do you reckon then? I think that looks brilliant. It's only a brief trailer. You're going to get many, many more. And you're going to have interviews with Harrison Ford, and the Empire and Total Film are going to run millions of multi-page spreads on this. And you will be saturated with Indiana Jones stuff throughout the next few months. I don't care. I don't mind. I think it looks boss. I genuinely think that looks really exciting. The Dial of Destiny. People talk about time travel. This was the thing that people were saying. Well, if they're de-aging him, then it must mean they're going back in time. Well, no, I'm only getting the idea that it's flashbacks. That it's mainly set in the modern day. But the Dial of Destiny might actually be a method of time travel. It's the next thing to explore. You've done the religious stuff. You've done the aliens from the space, between space. Whatever that's supposed to mean. And the thing is, the crystal skulls genuinely exist in the world. And there's like, what's his name? Arthur C. Clarke investigated all these, as did many others. But he made a big TV show out of it and wrote books on it. These are of alien design. They're not certainly not, human origins. So, just make them aliens, not some sort of interdimensional things. It's almost like they wimped out. Spielberg himself has done E.T. and Close Encounters. For the love of God, why do you not just... And Lucas has set his major opus in a galaxy far, far away, so they're all fucking aliens, So why did you wimp out on that? I just don't get it. You've already addressed that God exists. There's a major point of consternation. I do not believe in God. My family is purely Catholic. My wife is heavily Catholic. but I'm a massive believer in, if you believe it, that's fine with me. Whatever you believe in, unless it's paedophilia or necrophilia. But, if you find comfort and solace in, your religion, who am I to argue? I don't know. I've not got the answers. I want a bit more proof. But that's me. So, but you've already had, in the movie franchise, you've had the position of, well, God exists. There's the Ark of the Covenant. There's the Holy Grail. We've got a last Crusader sitting there. He chose poorly. So you've nailed all that. Yeah, we believe in God, Christianity. There you go. We also believe in thuggy cults and voodoo, or the power of black magic, because that little demon, bloody Kali bastard. He's got all sorts of stuff going on there. So the occult is massively prevalent as well. But then you wimp out on the aliens. Make them aliens, not from some interdimensional thing. They're not actually aliens. No, fuck off. They are. Just why did it wimp out there? Don't get that. So with this, I think time travel would be the next big step that they could use. The film could end on that. Indy just goes back in time and resets. And then you can make... If you want to pass the baton on and have it in the old school... Because... Okay, let's think about this. This is going to be this is the swan song for Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones. Well, we know that. And, even I can't see him ever doing any more after this. Because, no, it's going too far. He's 80 years old now. So, no, it ain't happening. But the baton change, which we all thought was going to be for Shia LaBeouf as Mutt in Crystal Skull, kind of almost seemed to happen, but we all said, I've still got the fucking out, like, fuck you. But, and then we get this, obviously. So at the end of this, I don't see them passing the baton on to someone in the modern, 1969 into the 70s, unless you're going to tell period pieces from that point onwards, as in the 70s. Now I think about it, that might not be such a bad idea, thinking about it now. And then into the 80s. But I think people are going to go, no, these are meant to be vintage 30s style cliffhanger stories. Let's go back. So if the Dial of Destiny genuinely is some sort of power over time travel, Indy goes back. So you just have another guy playing Indiana Jones. And then, of course, therein, you're incurring the wrath of everybody all over again. No, only Harrison Ford can do it. Well, do you want a de-aged Harrison Ford for the entire duration of the movie? No, I don't think you do. But, stranger things have happened. Uh, but I'm looking forward to this. This was the exact sort of boost that I needed yesterday. And I've watched the trailer quite a number of times now. And I love the frenetic nature of it. I like the prosaic way in which Salah introduces it. I miss the desert. I miss the sea. I miss waking up in the morning and wondering what adventure we're gonna go on today. Isn't that great? But there is a naff line in it though. It couldn't resist this, and there's a bit which undermines that. Like, you know, it's not what you believe, as Indy says, as he picks up, and then it's otherwise a great moment. He picks up the hat and the whip, you know, and the music begins to swell. And he's like, it's not what you believe, it's how much you believe in it. Oh, but then again, that just ties into what I just said before. Whatever you believe, if you believe in it, that's fine. So it's how much you believe in it. Well, we'll see how this weighs up in the movie itself. But Toby Jones, who appears to be in fucking everything these days, he was even in the English, the great Amazon Prime BBC TV show, which I have reviewed with Emily Blunt and Cheske Spencer. Oh God, if you haven't seen it yet, please do so. I thoroughly recommend it. And he's in that one episode, the first episode, but he's great in it though. Toby Jones, love Toby Jones, the most unlikely of movie stars ever. You know, he looks like what's his name? Hey, you guys from Goonies. What's his fucking name? I don't mean Chunk, not the fat bastard. But what's his fucking name? Oh God, from the Fratellis, whatever. He looks like him, but for real. By the way, Toby, I love your work. Fantastic, very versatile. And you're in a lot of big stuff, and you make your own weird movies as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Barbarian Sound Studio. Fuck me. Great movie, but what the hell? What the hell? You know. So folks, I hope this video kind of worked out. I'm kind of flying by the seats of my kilt at the moment because there's a lot going on at the moment, a lot going on. I've got a family from all over have arrived, and I haven't seen them yet. That's the thing, and I'm kind of wondering why that hasn't happened. But you know, and they've been here for a couple of days now as well. And I put the word out. I'm ooting the boot, you know, in the boozer. Come along. Not even a reply, really. So, don't know about that. Families, you know, you choose your friends, and your friends will stick by you. Families, they're way different. Way, way different. Great in a lot of cases. Absolute adversaries in other cases. Terrible, isn't it? But anyway, Indiana Jones and the, what's it called again? Dial of Destiny. I was going to say Dial of Despair then. Or the Temple of Dials. I think it looks wonderful. So I'm really, really pleased this is on the way. But after this, either put the hat, the fedora and the whip up forevermore, hang the jacket up, don't do any more. Or if you do, proceed with real big caution. But Hollywood being what it is, it won't let go. This film's going to be a massive success. Crystal Skull was a massive success. Of course it was. You know, people were there opening day. I think I saw it. Sadly, I saw it twice on opening day. I did not want to see it the second time, but we were booked in, so we saw it a second time. Oh shit, that really cemented how bad that film was for me. But still bought it on Blue, didn't I? Oh yes I did. Folks, I have been always Shabby Kilt-Man. Please, in this meantime and ever nostalgic, adventurous, two-fisted in-between time, please keep it Kiltic, keep it Celtic. And I am going to see you all something on my back. Oh, something wriggling around on my back. I don't mind snakes. Just hope it isn't spiders.